What I'm about to show you guys today is a very useful and practical build. It consists of two separate circuits working together to achieve one simple thing. What's up, Agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Pocket Edition Redstone video. I know it's been a few weeks since I've done one of these, but I'm back, I'm at it again, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this semi-automatic tree farm. Now, you guys might remember this from a recent episode of my survival series, and I actually found out how to build something along these lines by a guy by the name of FX Gaming. However, his tutorial does not work on Pocket Edition because of the way mechanics actually work inside Pocket Edition, so I had to make a few adjustments in order to get it to work. If you guys want to check out his tutorial, make sure to check the link down in the description. It's actually very easy to use. So let's go ahead and get out our saplings. What we want to do is go ahead and jump down in here, place in our sapling, and then go ahead and flick on this lever, and that dispenser is going to start sending out bone meal to our sapling. Now I'm going to go ahead and say right now that this is going to use a lot of bone meal, and it's going to take a little bit of time for some of the saplings to end up growing. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. Now, as you saw when that sapling grew into a tree, these pistons actually fired twice. Once I actually get into the building portion of it, I will explain why that happens. So this basically grows the trees for you as you'd expect, and it consists of this circuit right here, which grows the actual saplings into trees, and then it consists of a completely separate circuit. As you can see, there's an observer right here, and what this does is that once the logs actually reach the observer, it's going to do something completely different. And we just got ourselves another tree, and let's go ahead and grow one more, and there we go. And that's exactly what happens. As soon as the logs reach the observer, these logs come out one block, making it a little easier to harvest. So now that you know what's going on, let's go ahead and build it. Now I'm going to be separating this tutorial into two separate building segments because, as I mentioned in the intro, there are two completely separate circuits. So I'm going to be showing you guys the two circuits individually. Now for this first circuit, you're going to need a 5x5 area, and you are going to need to dig down a few blocks in certain areas, but it's not entirely necessary for the entire build. I will go ahead and show you what spots you will have to dig down. Now this granite block right here is the exact spot where your saplings are going to end up growing. So the resources you're going to need are 13 building blocks, 17 redstone dust, 5 repeaters, 1 comparator, 1 lever, 5 pistons, 1 observer, 1 dispenser, 1 transparent object. I recommend using either glowstone or a sea lantern because they give off light, which helps these saplings to grow. And then you're obviously going to need 1 dirt block, which I'm going to go ahead and get the dirt block out of the way really quickly. So that dirt block goes right here, as I mentioned. So we've got that dirt block out of the way. Now let's go ahead and get started with the rest of the circuit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to break this block right here. We're going to place down a lever right on the side of that. Then we're going to come over 1 block, then go and break this block, place down a repeater just like this. Go ahead and break down 2 blocks like this. Then you want to go ahead and break out a 2x3 area just like this. So there we go, 2x3 area. Then come off this corner, turn 90 degrees, break this block right here. That's all the blocks that you need to break out. Go ahead and place a piece of redstone dust right here, and go ahead and place a block right here, and there you go. Now this isn't necessarily your building blocks. This can be whatever ground blocks that you were initially using. Now from here, what you want to do, take out your comparator, place the comparator facing in this direction, set it to subtract mode. Now go ahead and place down a C shape of redstone like this. Place down 1 right here with a repeater facing right here, and go ahead and place 2 redstone dust down just like that. And that's the entire circuit all completely built. Now you can go ahead, or at least the clock circuit. Now you can go ahead and cover this up if you really want to, but it's not entirely necessary. However, this block right here is entirely necessary because otherwise it is not going to end up working. Go ahead and place a block right here, get out your dispenser, and place it right here. Now if we go ahead and flick this lever, as you can tell, the dispenser is now firing rapidly, which is exactly what we want. Now what you want to do is go ahead and get out your pistons and place them 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like this. Get out your observer, come around to the back, face this direction, and place it down. So the face of the observer should be facing towards the face of your pistons. Go ahead and get out your building blocks. Go ahead and place down the block here, block here. Now what you want to do is go ahead and place down a temporary block right there so you can place a block there. Go ahead and get rid of that. Do the same thing on this side. You want a block right there. And then you're going to want a block right here. Now what you want to do is go ahead and take out your redstone dust, place down 3 in a line, going down like this. Place one right here, place one right here. Get out your repeater, face it in this direction in that hole right there. And now what you want to go ahead and do is get out your building blocks once again, place down one block like this, then create a 2 by 3 platform, just like this. Go ahead and place a block up here temporarily. Get out your piston, face it in this direction. You can go ahead and get rid of this block. Get out your repeaters, place a repeater facing into the piston. Go ahead and place a repeater facing into this other repeater. Set this to 4 ticks. Place redstone dust along the rest of the blocks. And that is in the entire first half of the circuit built. Actually, I forgot one thing. Go ahead and place 2 temporary blocks up like this and place down your transparent block. Now, this is going to do 2 things. Number one, if you're using a light source block or you're using maybe a slab so that light can actually go through, this is going to allow light to get down to your sapling. And the second thing this is going to do is prevent your tree from growing too tall. Now let me go ahead and explain this circuit back here, because as you guys probably noticed when I did that over there, the pistons actually ended up firing twice. That's because of this circuit right here. There's no way I can get around it, unfortunately, but what this circuit actually does is it actually ends up breaking the leaf block directly in front of the observer. If you don't have the circuit in here, what will occasionally happen is the tree will grow and the leaf block will already be in front of the observer. Therefore, the observer is not going to detect a change as soon as the tree grows. By making sure this piston is here, it's going to break the leaf block, which means when the next tree grows, there's going to be a new leaf block triggering the observer. But in, as you guys saw, as an exception to it, it does cause the pistons to fire twice. And that's the entire first half of the circuit all completely done. Now in front of us is an 8 by 3 area. However, this size will actually change depending on how large you want your tree farm to be. So this 4 by 3 area is a guarantee. This area is dependent on how many sections of pistons you want to have. The piston push limit is 12 blocks. So if you want this to go to the piston push limit, this area is going to be 12 by 3, giving you a 16 by 3 area. But just for the sake of this tutorial, to make it go faster, we're going to make it 4 blocks long, making it an 8 by 3 area. Now, this granite block right here is the exact spot where our observer is going to actually end up going. Now, the resources for this half of the build, you're going to need 16 building blocks, 4 repeaters, 1 observer, 16 pistons, and 13 redstone dust. Now, for each additional set of pistons that you want to set up, you're going to need 2 building blocks, 2 redstone dust, and 4 pistons for each section of pistons that you want to add to it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get out our observer. We're going to place it facing in this direction. So it's looking towards our pistons over on this side. Go ahead and get a repeater, face it out the back right here. Go ahead and get out your building blocks. Make a 2x3 platform. You guys probably recognize this already. Go ahead and get out your repeaters. Set a repeater right here facing in this direction. Set this to 4 ticks. Go over to this side, set a repeater going in this direction. Leave this at 1 tick. Do not change this. Now go ahead and get out your redstone dust and make an L shape. Now what you want to do is go ahead and get out your pistons. Now as I said, this is going to be for Y. If you're going to make this longer or shorter, then just remember it's going to be the same either way. So you're going to place down your pistons just like this, and you're going to go up 4 high. So that's 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Go ahead and go around to the back, get out your building blocks. You're going to place down building blocks along this row just like this. Skip a block, go ahead and place a row of blocks just like this. Take out your redstone dust and place it along all of these blocks. And make sure you leave this block alone, because this is from the previous circuit. If we put redstone dust here, it's going to mess up the entire circuit. Now what you want to do, get out your building blocks once again. This is the last section of the circuit. We're going to place down a building block up 1 and make it too long. Place your repeater down in this direction. And then go ahead and place redstone dust behind that repeater. And that is the entire semi-automatic tree farm all completely done. Bar this section right here, because as I mentioned, this can be as long as or as short as you want, but you guys at least get the idea. Now, just for demonstration purposes, I went ahead and built this circuit once again, this time to the piston push limit. So if I go ahead and count this out, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks long. If this goes out to 13, then these pistons over here are not going to be able to push the blocks whatsoever, but works exactly the same. And something I want to go ahead and mention, which I did not do in the tutorial, this is completely optional, but I do highly recommend, is setting up a hopper and chest system completely full of bone meal, especially if you plan on using this for long periods of time. So if I go ahead and plant this sapling down, and let's go ahead and run this, and it fired off actually rather quickly, and as you can tell, it fired off all 12 blocks at once. And so now we have the full extent of piston pushing all the way across. Now there will be a world download in the description for those of you who want to check this out for yourself, but that's going to have to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Juice Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.